All right, we stole a couple minutes to work on the truck again. The old 55 Chevy here, 3100 first series. We got the hood hinges bolted on. The hood does go up and down now. Still does need a little bit of fine tuning as far as adjustment, but I'm just happy the hood's on there and hinged. So I also went ahead and threw these new bumper brackets on, and they'll need adjusted. One thing I'm very big on trying to do this, I'm kind of taking my time and trying not to mess any of this patina up. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous because it's chipped and scratched and stuff, but it's that way from age. So I don't really want to damage it any more than it is at this point, because I think it looks awesome. So we have the bumper brackets on. We'll need to fine tune them, and we have the bumper inside the garage because it's extremely hot today. The truck needs to go in there soon too, but for right now I'm working on the bumper inside, and I really like to save the old bumper bracket bolts. So far they're coming off. I do have brand new ones, but they're shiny and they don't match. The bumper has a really nice white weathered look to it, so I'm really hoping I can get those bolts broke loose and transfer them over to these new bumper brackets and save that look. So we have our bumper inside here, and like I said, it's got a really nice weathered look to it. I did spray all the bolts down. It's got this filler panel that bolts on through the bumper bolts, so we need to be careful with all of this. So far all these bolts have come loose. Let's keep working on it. We'll get these old brackets off the bumper, carry this back out to the truck, and try and reinstall that without damaging any of the patina. Well, we got the bolts out without any issues. They actually came out really nice. We're going to leave these in. Well, that one came loose carrying it out, but this one is actually still tight in there, so we're going to leave it as to not disturb it any more than we already did. But you learn every build here, so I don't know if it applies to a factory truck or not. Maybe not, but the way these brackets are made, these aftermarket brackets for this frame, you have to put this piece goes behind. Let me see if I can balance this, behind here. So that piece goes behind here. So do the other three pieces that go on there, and you can see where the grill rubbed here. So this goes there. So there is no room to slide this on. So looks like we're loosening those bumper brackets back up, if not taking them completely off. I'm hoping loosening them up really loose will give us enough room, but either way we got to put this on, so let's get it done. All right, we got it in there. It was quite a fight. We had to really loosen these brackets, but we didn't have to take any of them off. They have carriage bolts that go in from the back, and they're kind of a pain, but we got them on there. So let's go ahead and snug those brackets back up a little bit, and then we'll get the bumper on, and this should hug up in there pretty nicely. We got loosely on there. It still needs fine-tuning adjustment. I think the body mounts in the front, like radiator support area, are not 100% tightened down. They probably take rubber washers. I did find a bunch of that stuff, but we need to go over. So right now we have it hanging on there, and it's roughly lined up. Actually looks really killer. Matches perfectly with the front of that truck because it came off the front of that truck. So yeah, we'll wait to fine-tune and tighten everything up finally until we get everything else lined up, but I'm really liking that. See the Firebird's all lined up here in the driveway because it's actually leaving today. It was one of the vehicles on the chopping block, and it did sell. So in a couple minutes it'll be leaving, hopefully to a good home. The guy seems really excited about it, and he also has already started buying parts for it. So off to its next home. I wish we could have did it, but it is what it is. You can't save them all, you can't build them all, and we have a lot more projects to go here yet. With a little help from the John Deere, we have her all loaded up, going off to its new home. It's not going to Texas, that's a rental trailer, but It's all strapped down, ready to go. We took it as far as we're going to take it, and let's meet the new owner. There he is, proud new owner of a 1967 Firebird 400. He's got big plans for it. He's already actually started gathering parts, so I'm excited. He's going to keep in touch with us and send pictures and video along the way, and we'll share that as we get it. But he's excited, and I'm excited for him because we just couldn't get to it. So
hopefully when it's all done, I'll give you a nice burnout.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
All right, take it easy. Thanks again.
Have a safe trip.
Yep.
There he goes, off to its new home. It looks good on the back of that trailer. I would buy it. I bought it once, I'd probably buy it again. All right guys, so with that being gone, this is what we're gonna focus on. Well, among other things, we got a bunch of other stuff to focus on, customer cars and different builds, but with the replacement for the Firebird is gonna be this truck. Like I said, it's not gonna be an overnight build. We have some stuff ahead of it, but we are picking away a little bit at a time. Like I said, we got the hood hinged. Definitely still needs adjusted. I just kind of put it on there to get it out of the way. Doors are adjusted somewhat. We did get latches for the body, so we'll get them put on, get the doors opening, shutting, and latching. And my next hurdle here is actually going to be getting a steering column hooked up so we can move this around a little bit easier. Right now you got to grab that shaft and kind of turn it by hand, so that's not cool. We need a steering wheel set up in this. And we did get another, actually 2 more parts for it. I'll grab them and we'll check them out. As you do know, or as you may know, it does have that spare tire well, and I'm not real crazy about that. I love the looks of the fender. I really hate that it has the spare tire well in it, so we did pick up another fender, and I have an idea, so we'll go over that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a game plan for something with that. Obviously we need to match this look of the patina, so that's, I've never actually did that before, seen people do it. If anyone has did it and has any suggestions, I think I'm gonna pick up some like midnight blue, royal blue spray paint and try and do some test pieces. The fender is already blue. Let me just grab it and we'll go from there. So there's what we got, pair of fenders. Obviously they're blue, a little bit different color blue. Of course it is faded too, but we're gonna try, like I said, I'm gonna try my hand at distressing. So if we look real close under here, a lot of these old paint jobs have red oxide primer under them, and this does too in spots. Let me see if, yeah, like here on the door and actually on that fender, the one we're replacing, has some red oxide. So I think we can do something with these. Or one, we only really need to replace one. So I'm gonna try my hand at distressing. We'll get some fine sandpaper, maybe do some wet sanding, see how they come out. Maybe get some of that dark blue paint, like a midnight blue, royal blue, something like that, spray on there and do some distressing and just kind of see how they come out. They're not perfect. There's a crack up front where the running board bolts on. I'll have to fix. Not a big deal there. And trying to see what color that was originally. Almost looks like a really dark blue or black maybe. But yeah, we'll do a little repair on it, and it does have some small dents up in this area, but I mean the truck does too. So that's what I wanted. You can buy these fenders brand new. I wanted a original fender that we can kind of distress and hopefully match without the spare tire carrier on there. So the other idea I had, these came as a pair. The other idea I had was to possibly section these down and put them, well, it's actually a little dark back here, but I'm thinking I want to run a bigger tire than what these fenders will actually allow. Even though it looks like a big fat fender, it's flat on the inside. There is no wheel well at all on the inside, so you really don't have as much room as you would think to run a tire. So if we can take this fender just the way it is, well, one of them, but one of these fenders, and move it over to this side on the inside, the bolt holes actually should line up and it'll come in. We'll trim it off with the bed floor, see what we can do with that, see if I like it. And then of course, then we can open the bed side up and we'll have twice as much room really for a tire, which will be way more than I really want to run on the back of this thing. But I think I don't know, I need to mock some stuff up and see. I really hate to cut into this bed, but you know, we're also going to do a build on this truck too. So whatever we need to do to make it happen is what we're going to do. So back at these fenders, and this fender actually has, I guess it was probably a rust spot and a crude patch just bolted right on. But if we use these, like I'm talking for wheel wells, they'll actually be cut way up here, and you'll lose that whole wheel opening. All that will go, and it'll just be kind of the arch here, top part of the fender. So we might play around with that one because it's a little bit worse shape. Like I said, they had some rust there, and it's got a little bit bigger crack up front here. And it's just got a couple issues, but I think it could be, especially if we can distress it and I can make a nice cut, don't have to do any real fabrication, we might be able to make them look like they belong in the truck too. So in that case, yeah, we'll probably need another fender, I guess, because that one has the cut. So I'm kind of in the same place, but further along. If that makes any sense. And I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna even do that yet. Like I said, I got these as a pair, and this one I do plan on putting on to eliminate that spare tire carrier on the driver's side, and then we can do some mock-up and decide if that's what I want for the inside of the bed. Anyway, guys, we're still cruising along here in the shop, picking away at this when we can. We don't have a ton of time to work on it, but if we can get a couple minutes here and there, we can get some stuff done. Very anxious to have this thing running and driving. Like I said, the next step is going to be making it steer, so it'll be making it movable a lot easier, especially by myself around here. So thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.